Welcome to Adu Globe. Discover new ideas, learn exciting things, and be amazed every day. In the stillness of the night, when the world sleeps under a blanket of silence, a guardian remains awake deep beneath the American soil. It does not move, it does not speak, yet its presence alone tells a story of power, protection, and unwavering promise. Its name is Minuteman III. This is not just a missile. It is a symbol, a living pledge that the United States will always protect its people, no matter the challenge, no matter the time. Born in an era of uncertainty, its very name carries meaning. The Minuteman, a defender ready to stand guard at a moment's notice. Imagine a steel giant hidden under layers of earth, sealed behind armored doors, waiting silently. It does not threaten, it assures. Its strength is not in destruction, but in the confidence it gives to every American who looks to the flag and feels safe at night. The Minuteman III is more than technology. It is the story of American ingenuity, courage, and resilience. It is the dream of scientists, engineers, and service members who believed that freedom must be guarded, and that peace can only endure when strength stands watch. Beneath the quiet plains of America, where the winds whisper across endless fields, lies a story not many see, but every citizen feels. Hidden deep underground, in fortified silos, rests a sentinel that has watched over the nation for decades, the Minuteman III. It is not just steel and fuel. It is a promise, a commitment carved into the heart of the nation, that America will always stand strong, always ready, always prepared to defend its people. Every bolt, every circuit, every line of code inside this missile tells a tale of unity, the minds of engineers, the hands of workers, the vision of leaders. Together, they build not just a weapon, but a shield, a silent protector that whispers security into the dreams of millions. To the farmers who sleep peacefully under the starry skies, to the children who dream without fear, and to the generations yet to come, the Minuteman III is more than technology. It is a guardian of hope, standing tall in silence, ensuring that freedom endures. As the missile stood in its silent post beneath the earth, it was not just a weapon of steel and circuits, it was a guardian. For decades, the Minuteman III had been hidden away, unseen by most citizens, yet always standing watch. Generations of engineers, scientists, and Air Force officers had devoted their lives to ensuring that it remained ready, not as a tool of destruction, but as a shield of protection. This invisible strength gave Americans a sense of quiet pride, the knowledge that their nation was safe because of the dedication behind this machine. The missile itself carried a story of American ingenuity. Every bolt, every wire, every computer chip inside it reflected the work of countless minds, each contributing to something greater than themselves. Families in small towns built parts of its structure, universities contributed research, and military crews stood watch in silos spread across wide plains. It was not just technology, it was a reflection of unity, determination, and resilience. In classrooms and history lessons, young students would sometimes see images of the Minuteman III and ask, why does it matter? The answer was always clear, because it symbolized America's promise to protect peace, to ensure safety, and to stand strong when challenged. Its silence spoke louder than words, a constant reassurance that the nation's future was secure. The Minuteman III was not just a missile. It was a monument of vigilance, a guardian that never slept, and a symbol that in the heart of America, strength and peace could live side by side. Behind the silent strength of the Minuteman III lies a story not just of steel and fuel, but of human dedication. Every bolt, every wire, every test and inspection was done by hands that carried responsibility heavier than the missile itself. Engineers worked day and night, ensuring that no flaw would ever compromise the mission of security. Technicians checked systems repeatedly, treating every detail with respect as if the safety of millions depended on it, because it truly did. Air Force crews, trained with precision, guarded the silos through cold winters and scorching summers. Deep underground, in hidden launch control centers, young men and women sat in silence, alert and ready, knowing that their vigilance was a shield protecting countless families above. Their work was not glamorous, but it was filled with pride. For them, it was never about power. It was about service, duty, and faith in their country's promise of freedom. The Minuteman III is often seen as a machine, but in truth, it is a living story of teamwork, of thousands of Americans whose knowledge, sweat, and unwavering dedication turned a complex missile into a symbol of peace through strength. It was built not only with advanced technology, but also with the quiet heartbeat of a nation determined to protect its people. In the silence of America's vast plains, where the wind carries stories of courage, the Minuteman III stands hidden beneath the earth, ready but never reckless. Its presence is not about conflict, it is about assurance. Generations of Air Force crews have carried the weight of its mission with steady hands and determined hearts. Every officer who enters the Launch Control Center knows they are stepping into history. The steel doors, the glowing panels, the unspoken discipline, it all becomes a reminder that this mission is larger than any one person. It is about protecting families, towns, and dreams spread across the nation. For the American people, the Minuteman III is not just a missile, it is a silent shield. It is a guardian that never sleeps, built on trust, responsibility, and unity. With every upgrade and every watchful shift, it tells a story of a country that values strength through responsibility. And as the flag waves high above those hidden silos, it symbolizes not only power, but also peace, the promise that America stands tall, prepared, and proud, ensuring tomorrow is safe for generations yet to come. In the quiet stretches of the American heartland, far from the noise of cities, hidden beneath layers of earth and steel, lies a system that embodies both silence and strength, the Minuteman III. To the casual observer, the rolling fields above appear calm and ordinary. But those who know understand that deep below, a shield is always awake. This is not a weapon that seeks conflict, it is a sentinel, a watchful guardian designed to ensure that peace endures. For generations, families across America have lived their lives with a quiet reassurance that their country's skies are safe, that their children can dream freely, and that freedom is not fragile. Much of that trust comes from systems like the Minuteman III, maintained day and night by unseen hands, by people who dedicate their careers to vigilance. Each button, each switch, each line of code is part of a larger promise, that America stands strong, not to intimidate, but to preserve peace. This system, though hidden, has become part of the nation's story, a story of resilience, of technological achievement, and above all, of responsibility. And for those who serve as its caretakers, there is pride in knowing they uphold something greater than themselves, a promise to the past, and a safeguard for the future. In the stillness of the night, when most people are fast asleep in the comfort of their homes, a quiet force remains awake, standing guard over the nation. This is the Minuteman III, not just a missile, but a symbol of trust, strength, and unwavering protection. Its presence is like a silent promise. No matter how the world may change, America's security will always remain strong. This very thought brings peace of mind to millions of Americans. Just as a child feels safe in the embrace of their parents, the nation rests securely under the shield of its defense system. While a student gazes at the stars dreaming of their future, far beneath the earth stands the Minuteman III, like a loyal guardian, patiently waiting for the moment it is ever needed. The true power of the Minuteman III is not only in its speed or reach, but in its role as a guardian of peace. It tells the world that America does not stand ready for conflict, but for stability. That assurance is the real pride, the pride that beats in every American heart. As the years went on, the Minuteman III became more than just a missile. It transformed into a symbol of balance, strength, and steady protection. Generations of engineers, airmen, and visionaries poured their dedication into ensuring that this silent guardian remained watchful. To many Americans, it wasn't just technology, it was a promise that their children could sleep peacefully at night. In classrooms, young students would sometimes hear stories of how this system had stood firm for decades, protecting not through conflict, but through its very presence. Veterans who had once served at remote bases often shared heartfelt memories of cold nights, standing guard, knowing their mission carried the weight of an entire nation's trust. That deep responsibility was not seen as a burden, but as an honor, a reflection of the pride America carried in its ability to safeguard peace. The Minuteman III was no longer just a weapon of the Cold War, it had become an enduring legacy of American resolve and unity. As the decades passed, the Minuteman III became more than just a missile, it became a silent guardian. Deep underground, in secure silos across America's plains, it stood ready but never aggressive. Its presence carried a message: strength through stability, peace through preparedness. For families living near these bases, the sight of the American flag flying above was a reminder that somewhere beneath their feet, a watchful protector stood guard. Generations of Air Force officers dedicated their lives to ensuring every system worked flawlessly. They treated the Minuteman III not only as a piece of technology but as a responsibility handed down from one generation to the next. The quiet hum of control rooms, the daily checks, the unwavering discipline, these became part of a legacy that reached far beyond the missile itself. In those moments, America's pride wasn't only about steel, rockets, or engineering. It was about the people. The young men and women who carried the weight of duty, who stayed awake through cold nights, who promised their nation that the shield would never fail. Families waved goodbye to their loved ones knowing their work wasn't about war, but about keeping peace steady and unbroken. The Minuteman III stood as a living reminder that freedom is protected not just by words, but by readiness and courage. And in that readiness, Americans found reassurance, a quiet but powerful pride that their homeland was safe. As the decades passed, the Minuteman III became more than just a missile. It became a silent guardian, a symbol of resilience, and a cornerstone of America's strength. Each advancement in technology, each test flight, and each modernization effort wasn't only about defense, it was about trust. Trust between the nation and the men and women who dedicated their lives to keeping it safe. Families across America grew up knowing that somewhere, in quiet plains and underground silos, this watchful protector stood ready. Generations of engineers, scientists, and service members poured their knowledge, energy, and pride into ensuring that the Minuteman remained the most reliable system of its kind. Today, it is remembered not only as a piece of technology but as a story of unity, of a country determined to safeguard its future. When Americans look at the Minuteman III, they don't just see steel and rocket fuel, they see decades of determination, sacrifice, and a legacy that continues to inspire.